Welcome to this edition of A Closer Look. Today we're going to take a closer look at the peer recovery program at Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health Care. Here to tell us about the program is Stephen Hills and Cottrell Lewis with Peer Recovery Services and Christine Winter with Emergency Services. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
So tell us just a little bit about yourselves.
Again, I'm Steve Hills, and I've been with CIBH since Halloween of 2016, actually,
Almost
and
your
have been in
anniversary.
recovery since 2014.
Okay, and Cottrell?
Hi, I'm Cottrell Lewis, and I'm also a certified peer recovery specialist at CIBH. And there I use my 18 years of lived experience with substance use to assist others on their recovery journey. And I'm happy to be here to share this information with you today.
Great, great. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Christine Winter, and I work for Emergency Services for Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health as well. And I'm a native of Virginia Beach. I've been involved in the peer recovery movement for about 15 years, but I've been working for CIBH since December of 2021, so I'm pretty new.
Okay, great. Well, what makes peer recovery specialists unique or distinctive?
I think what makes peer recovery services unique and distinctive is that we're very intentional about sharing our lived experience with mental illness and or substance use and our recovery with others. Other divisions of support have to be very circumspect about how they share their lived experience or really can't do that at all. That is a key fundamental of who we are. As we come alongside people in mutuality with shared lived experience and walk alongside them, supporting them as they find their own pathway to recovery.
That has to be sort of an added element to someone who may be in recovery to know this person is not just telling me what I need to do, they've lived it.
Yes,
so that's
definitely.
Great. So how do you define recovery?
Well, recovery, according to SAMHSA, which is the government's Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, they define it as a way an individual works on their wellness and recovery and lives a self-directed life, and they make a lot of gains that way by following that. I know I have.
Okay, great. Now, what are the 8 divisions of wellness?
Yes, well, the 8 dimensions of wellness, I'm sorry, it was developed by SAMHSA, and that's the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. And it's a very useful tool. It allows us to illustrate the concept of wellness, which is not just the absence of disease, illness, or stress, but the presence of meaningful relationships, healthy mind and body. And that helps us. So it shows that these 8 dimensions are interconnected, and that provides us with a sense of wellness. So there's emotional wellness, there's environmental wellness, financial wellness, there's physical wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, and occupational wellness. And as peers, we use this as a tool to help others to make goals and to achieve balance in their recovery from mental health or substance use disorders.
So it's basically 8 things that somebody can look at individually and focus on maybe in their life to see, am I okay in this area or not?
Yes, and we strive for balance, not perfection, just balance between these 8 dimensions because they're connected. Each one seems to affect the other.
Now, how are peer recovery specialists utilized at CIBH?
Well, we have Steve, and he runs one-on-one and groups that are recovery focused with folks. And he does wellness recovery action plan groups. He does groups for NAMI Connections, which is fantastic.
What is
and
that?
That's National Alliance for Mental Illness.
Okay.
And they have a group called Connections, which is for peers. And persons going through mental health and or substance use challenges. He works with the men's anger management group, and he's been so supportive. I've been the new one, and he's just been fantastic, and you too, Cottrell.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Cottrell works very hard with peers going through drug court, using her lived experience. And she does moral conation therapy. She's
Recognition,
now
Now, you know you have
involved
to
in
tell
that.
me what that is.
Maybe she's better at kind
Okay.
of describing
Yes,
it.
well, moral recognition therapy is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy in which it tries to restructure the thinking about, where you are and how you got there to improve your moral reasoning.
Okay.
And she also does, I think, some survey work that plays into funding, which is important for her job, CIBH.
Yes.
And me, I work for emergency services, and I assist folks that are coming in there largely in crisis, and just kind of helping them, giving them a hand. It's non-clinical, but I work integral with the other clinicians in emergency services, and they've been very, very supportive.
That's great.
And wonderful. And I continue to learn every day from my
Great.
job.
So, why are we celebrating? Is it Global Peer Supporters Celebration Day?
Yes.
What is that? Tell us about it.
We're celebrating it. It occurs on the third Thursday of every October, and we're celebrating it really for two reasons. One is that we can celebrate our own recovery, the recovery of peers around the world, and see all the gains we have made. In coming forward in our own recovery, and also as a service that is supporting others. Peer recovery services is still a fairly new phenomenon, and is one that is growing by leaps and bounds every year, and here, especially in the state of Virginia. And it's also that we might show what peer recovery services is to the community around us. That there are people that do have lived experience that can come alongside and support in a very strengths-based, non-judgmental, non-directive way to support others in finding their recovery path.
And I would think that would be very important for someone to know that, they may have other support, of course, but to have someone who has lived that experience and who successfully, is living a successful life, that there's that hope that they can do that too.
Yes, it is.
So talk a little bit more about the event. It's at the Chesapeake Central Library, I believe it is.
Yes, yes. So our theme for Global Peer Support Celebration Day is Lights, Camera, Action, Peer Supporters in Motion. So there will be a feature film starring the three of us.
Okay.
We're going to have stigma-busting activities. We'll have concessions, free prizes. It's going to be a fun family event. It's open to the public. And we want everyone to come out and help us celebrate peer supporters and the great work that we do in the community, and come out and help us celebrate. We look forward to seeing you there.
Great. Now, where can someone go to find more information out if they have an interest in being a peer supporter, or just to find out what you guys do?
There are several different ways to do that. One way would be to contact us if they would like to do that at CIBH. Just ask for Steve, Cottrell, or Christine, and we'd be happy to share with them. Also, they can email the Office of Recovery Services, and that is at askors@dbhds.virginia.gov. There's also a wonderful website called the Peer Recovery Specialist Network, and I believe that's displaying on your screen, and there is a tab there with Getting Started, and if they click that, it will walk them in a very intentional way through the entire process.
Okay, great. It sounds like a wonderful program, and I want to thank you all for joining me today, and also for what you do. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us today on A Closer Look, and we'll see you next time.